Tyler.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Theo, behind the camera.
And we're here today at the club at Crazy Horse Ranch to interview the general manager, Mr. Ed Winicki, about how the drought has affected his business and just around the area.
Hi, I'm here with Mr. Ed Winicki, and we're going to be talking about how the drought has affected their golf course here. So, how's the drought affected your business, and what have you done to stay on top of it?
Well, you know, the drought is a very serious problem. We deal with it on a daily basis. We actually have 2 wells on our property where that's where we get our water from. So we don't pay for our water like most companies and golf course things, pay for it, like Cal Water, from Cal Water, for example. We do not pay for water. We pump it out of the ground. So it has affected us like all other businesses, but we're in a little bit different situation. And even though we don't pay for our water, we do respect the drought, and we have some areas that we treat a little bit differently, and we water a little bit differently, even though we're still not paying for water.
Okay, that's nice. Do you suspect to receive major water loss here at your golf course because of the drought?
Well, we're in a very fortunate situation. A lot of golf courses, a lot of businesses, a lot of state, counties, and parks are in that category, and we're not. So I don't think that we'll have a huge water loss problem here, like I said, which in that case. So that area specifically won't affect us, no.
How much would a problem be if you just did lose all the water? How big of a problem would it be, and could you stay on top of the business?
Well, for a golf course, which is what we are, we would be out of business. Golf is our oil in a car. It's our electricity in an electric car. It's a big deal. We wouldn't survive without it. So water is our lifeline, and it's crucial. It's very crucial to what we do and how we run our business. So yeah, we would be literally out of business without water.
What do you suspect will happen with the water supply as the El Nino season starts to pick up?
Well, I think if the prediction is correct, and El Nino will be as strong and as powerful as they're saying, we'll have flooding. It will affect our business because we sit in an area that we have a river that flows through from the north end of our property down south, and so we would, if it's as bad as they say, we would have a bunch of holes underwater, which would affect our business. We would be closed for a little while until the water receded. So like I said, water is the lifeline to our course. Too much water also hurts our business, and golfers can't play.
Okay. How do you think other businesses and cities have been or will be affected in and around the Salinas Valley area?
Well, I think the farmers are excited about the rain, but I think what I tell people is if we could have all the rain at night, that'd be great. And come in spurts, but I think it's going to affect the valley greatly. Too much rain at one time doesn't help because it doesn't get a chance to sink into the ground and get to the aquifers, which is what the valley lives off of, with all the wells throughout the valley, and like I mentioned before, the 2 wells that we have on our property. Yeah. So we need to keep the aquifer full of water, but if we have too much rain at one time, it can cause flash floods, it can hurt the businesses, it can hurt homeowners, it can cause massive flooding, and all that water then rushes out to the sea or down the valley, and we lose a lot of it. So, yeah.
What ways can you suggest that the people here in Salinas Valley could conserve water and help not make it a big problem?
Well, one of the things that we've done, and I hope that other businesses and families can do it. I mentioned that the golf course, we get our water from wells underground. But the water for the clubhouse, which we're sitting in now, we buy from Cal Water, and we went to low flow toilets installed, and we went to low flow faucets in our bathrooms and our kitchen, and so that has helped dramatically. I would think if homeowners and businesses were able to reduce water a lot, that's one way to do it, is to go to low flow toilets, low flow faucets, and do what you hear on the news all the time, and that's take shorter showers, wash your dishes only when the dishwasher's full and not half full, a full load of laundry, those types of things. And hopefully you know, we follow that as much as we can as a business, and I would hope that other businesses would do that as well.
Do you have any other suggestions for how people could conserve water?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I think people sometimes are still caught up in washing their cars, you know, and I'm still baffled to this day how many car washes are still open for business. And how many people are going to them. You know, we can all live with dirty cars, and you know, we can water our lawns less, which we've all heard about, but there's still too many people that are not going brown, and the term is, you know, the brown is the new green.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that or not, but that's something that we're trying to promote as well in areas where not on the golf course that are not in play. But not washing your cars as much, not watering your lawn as much, other areas in the house, like I said, with what you can do inside of your house, I think those are very, very valuable. And it's also valuable not just for the adults, but to have the kids follow those same rules.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you realize how important it is.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
I'd like to take you on the golf course and show you some areas out there too.
Sure, let's go.
Okay. All right, well here we are. This is our holding pond. As I said before, with our wells, what we do is our wells pump underground into our holding pond and our lake. And we have a pump station on the other side of the lake where we take the pump station and we pump it out to all of the golf course, and that's how we irrigate the golf course every night. We had rain the last couple days, so the pond is full because we haven't watered. We've had our water off for 3 days. So the nice thing is, like I said, you talk about saving water, even if we don't pay for it. We haven't watered in the last 3 or 4 days because we had rain, and we don't have to pump water in the pond. It just stays like this until we pump it out on the golf course.
So can you tell us a little bit about where you're using the water and where you're not using it?
Sure. Some of the areas that we use it on a daily basis when it's not raining. Right now we're standing in the rough, and if you can see behind me here, that's part of the fairway that goes up to the green. And as we walk a little bit farther, this is an area we water because the ball, in golf, this is where the balls are in play all the time. But let's come down here, I'll show you. If you pan down here, I'll show you. The grass is green down here in this whole little area right here because we've had rain. But normally, this is all brown, and we do not water this, and that's part of our water savings program because this is not part of normal golf in play. So you see there's a ball right there. If you zoom in, you can see one ball. Every now and then we get a stray ball, but normally all this ground is not in play. And so we save a ton of water by not watering this because it's not part of an integral part of the golf course. So that's how we go about saving water that's not in our normal play of action. So our pump that comes from under the ground, a few hundred feet, that fills our holding pond, as we talked about earlier, starts right here. This is the pump that pumps the water out of our well from way underground. It goes down the line here, and then it pressurizes and goes into this tank right here. So it controls the water flow into the holding pond. Because if you had too much water, let's say 700 gallons per minute, that water would come through too fast and it would overflow the pipe. So it's all pressurized, so we get the proper flow, and it doesn't, become too much pressure at one time, and it doesn't, it only pumps what we tell it to pump per time. And this system over here is where we have the electricity that pumps it. So on the other side of the holding pond, we have our pump house. So when all the water's in the lake, like I talked about before, that pump house then turns on and pumps all the water out of that lake out to the golf course on the pump, which we didn't go to, but this is where it all starts to get it to the holding pond.